Probably, no, actually, I'd probably...
Four, come on, man.
No, come on, okay. It's probably because I'm looking at the bricks. Alright, so hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk through Macron. We weren't that clever with Macron the last time.
Yeah, if you've seen any of our previous reviews, we reviewed the Lazio Macron shirt. If you missed that, you can just click the button here. It scored -1, so it is worth watching the review because...
Yeah, I think it's the only kit we've ever done that actually got a minus score.
Yeah, it was woeful effort.
So we were quite pleased when we got a few more kits from Subside. We've got Bologna here, which... The first thing that strikes us is the brick design that's on the front.
It's unusual.
Tom, what's the crack with these bricks, mate?
Well, according to their official website, this is in reference to bricks, which characterise the city's architecture.
What?
Who knew that?
Oh, wow.
So,
brick designs.
On behalf of the Bologna Tourist Board, go there and see
But
the bricks.
to be fair, joking apart, we absolutely tore Macron's kits to shreds the last time that we were out. And kudos here. I have to say, apart from the bricks, this is actually not a bad kit at all. The badge that they've done is actually really quite lovely.
Yeah.
It's got like a, embossed detail on it, which is rubberized, and then it's felted on there.
Yeah.
And then again, from the inside, there is literally nothing there. And the texture to that is really quite lovely. So I think that's a really nice execution. If we go into the back neck, if you remember on the Lazio one, it had already started breaking.
Yes.
And the label's actually cracking.
No way. I thought that was like a distressed visual.
No, it's not. And I have had a couple of tries at this, and it's actually staying put.
Okay.
There's nothing, obviously you can see the white through where it's been sublimated, but that itself is actually holding.
The heat transfer is okay.
It's actually not too bad. They've got a little bit of reflectiveness there as well in the badge. I don't know why, but it's an added detail, but it's not too bad. Now, what's interesting about this, if we look at the neckline, if anyone's seen any of the videos that we did for Paris Saint-Germain, or that side, right, we talked about the neckline that Nike did. This is visually very similar. In my mind, it's a better execution because there's simply one seam at the back. It's a single layer for starters, and it already feels a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
So all the effort that Nike's done to get the tiny little V in the back, I actually think that would have probably been a better execution.
Yeah, totally.
Possibly with some of that Adidas
like mesh
details, the jacquards and stuff. If I go on to the badge, again, really nice execution.
Still looks like a leisure centre logo though.
Yeah, it does. The only thing that I can't get my head round on the Macron kits is the fabric. I just don't like it. What I do think is okay is the back of the jersey.
Yep.
It's got a bit of texture. It's got a mock eyelet. If you kind of hold that up, you can see what I mean. It's quite canny. What I really, really do like about this kit is that attention to detail on that side vent there is really quite nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because that is actually a sublimation print, and it's exactly the same on the other side, which, as you know, that is difficult to execute.
Yeah, totally.
And they've done that really well. So while most people would look at that and think, it looks nice, I know what actually it's taken to do that. Yeah. And that is actually
a big deal,
quite a nice detail.
Yeah.
Overall, it's like a phoenix from the flames. Macron have come out and absolutely nailed it on this to a large extent. Sure, there's things we can criticise, colour matching, the fabric on the front, the bricks, don't know what that's all about. But visually, from a distance, what a nice looking kit.
Yeah.
Really nice. Good. So Macron, well done to you. A marked improvement on the Lazio one. If I was a Lazio fan, I'd be going berserk. But yeah,
I think they used to be Puma's premier team, and now they're a -1 macro team.
So for that, I would probably rate that around about 4. Probably no. Actually, I'd probably
4. Come on, man.
No. Come on. Okay. It's probably because I'm looking at the bricks. If I was marking on the bricks, I'd give it a 4. But overall, I'd probably give it a 6 because I think there's some really nice details in that. So then moving on to Sampdoria. The first thing that I love about this is I've always been a fan of the Sampdoria kit because I love the stripe and detail that they've historically had. And then obviously it's not the St. George's flag, but as an England fan, I quite like the fact that there's a little bit of synergy there. The first thing I'm actually going to talk about, Rob, which was going to be quite surprising, is the number on the back.
Yeah.
So I actually quite like this, but there's a lot of it there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bit of a sweatmonger. But I like this little detail that's in there. The camera's just catching that nicely.
It's the gloss.
There's this little gloss detail that's going through it.
Yeah,
and I actually quite like that. I think that's quite a nice little touch. And overall, again, I've got to give credit where credit's due to Macron. There's some really nice little details in here. The little execution there where they've got the contrast insert there.
Yep.
I think you're about to point that out, but if you look at the hem detail's really lovely. Again, if I go into the back neck, same thing. There's not one bit given way there. So whether that Lazio kit was just a bad batch or what...
Although that badge in the back there does say that it's the nicest shirt in the world. So if that did break, that would be an instant letdown on the message that it's trying to get across.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's the nicest Sampdoria shirt in the world.
Also, really like this little detail, but again, it's the same thing. I think the front fabric, for me, it doesn't work. I certainly wouldn't want to wear it. But going back to the badge again, so I wanted to finish on this. We talked about it in the Bologna kit just a second ago. This is very similar. The execution of it, I would say, is arguably even better than the Bologna one because there's a little bit more felt to the design of this, so there's not as much of the rubberized elements, so it's so malleable.
Yeah, it feels
it's
lovely,
really nice, cracking. And again, if you look at it from the inside, there is nothing there, nothing at all. So as much as the fabric isn't my favorite, you're just not going to feel anything there. So that for me is really nice. So really quite pleased to see this because I did feel like we absolutely slated Macron.
Well, rightly so.
And quite right. For Lazio, it was a shocker. I still don't believe in your fabric for the front of the shirt. I think the reverse fabric is far better. Visually, I think they're great looking. And for that, I would probably give it the same. I'd probably give it about a 6. So again, well done, Macron. I think you've done a decent job with those two. Just Lazio hasn't really worked for them.
Well, it'd be great to know what you think about the Macron shirts for this season. Certainly, we had a lot of feedback when we first reviewed the Lazio shirt of people saying that they were really surprised the Macron shirts look great, but people hadn't had hands on them. So we'd love to know if you can let us know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and also to subscribe to the channel. Grazie mille.
You speak Italian as well?
No.